back to remembering the Razzies.
Welcome back. We watched Wild Wild West today. You fuckers lied.
The movie sucked so bad. Oh, Wild Wild West is one of the best, worst movies I ever saw. No, it's one of the worst movies I ever saw.
Yeah, it just sucks. It makes me feel bad. It really was the Howard the Duck of 90s movies.
It was.
Everyone's like, this movie sucks so bad. It's fucking hilarious, dude. You're gonna love it. And it just sucks. It's just baffling.
It is. It's not funny. I don't even know, dude.
Logline. Two very good U.S. government agents are trying to bring down a knockoff of Leo DiCaprio in Django.
But without legs.
But yeah, you don't have legs, and nor the charisma of Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, so let's talk about this movie.
Okay, what do you want to talk about the movie?
It's not funny in
No.
most of it. If anything, it's racist in most of it, which, sure, for the time period, it makes sense.
But boy, that's what I really need in a comedy.
Yeah.
Is some good old racism.
Yeah.
My favorite bit, like you said, is when knockoff Leo is making racist comments and then Will Smith retaliates by making disabled jokes.
Yeah.
And it's real funny back and forth.
Yeah, it's like, do you like being ableist or racist? Which one do you want to laugh at?
I'm surprised they didn't make any like racist jokes towards Selma Hayek, because
That's
they could have.
true. They took the high road on this one.
They
They
did.
go, some go low, we go high.
Good for them.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle Obama. I really thought with like the culture around this movie that like there would be something good about it,
Mm-hmm.
and there really wasn't.
Not even like the special effects were bad, but they weren't like laughably bad.
No, like this has about Spy Kids level like
Yeah.
graphics, and at least Spy Kids had like some funny stuff that you could laugh at.
Yeah.
Graphic wise,
Mhm.
like the Thumb Thumbs are fucking horrible to look at, but they're funny.
They're funny, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really have a lot to say.
I
about
don't
the
either.
movie.
The movie, it's just that's the main thing, is that this is a comedy and it's just not funny.
Yeah,
And it falls flat because of that.
It's not as bad as Leonard Part 6, I would
True.
say.
Yes.
Because I think Leonard Part 6 tried to be funny more. I don't think this movie tried to be funny super often.
Yeah.
I think it kind of was just banking on the charisma of the leads.
Yeah.
As opposed to actually putting jokes in. Whereas Leonard Part 6 was just constantly throwing jokes out, and they were all bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas this doesn't throw out many jokes, but when it does, 75 to 80% of them are bad. Occasionally there's one funny one.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what it won. God, what a disappointing finale.
It won Worst Screen Couple, Worst Original Song, Worst Screenplay, Director, and Picture. Worst Screen Couple for Will Smith and Kevin Kline.
I don't know what else they. Oh, Jake Lloyd and Natalie Portman. I would disagree. I would honestly say that when they're kind of just like riffing on each other, that's probably the more enjoyable parts. It's not great, but
Yeah.
it's
It's not-
definitely
It's not the worst on-screen combo I've seen.
yeah.
It's better than a 9-year-old saying to a 14-year-old, "Are you an angel?"
Yeah. They were very charismatic.
Yeah.
Not okay.
Will Smith is better with Tommy Lee Jones, and
Yeah.
Kevin Kline is better with Kenneth. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but in Road to El Dorado,
Yeah,
those two are better together.
It seems like a very obvious choice to make in the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
I think the casting was good. It just, with what they were given, they couldn't really do much.
Worst Original Song, there were no other nominees. It was just Wild Wild West, so it won.
But Wow Wow West kind of slapped.
It does kind of slap.
It does kinda slap,
If
though.
that's on the radio, I'll let it
Yeah,
play.
it's better. It's better than the movie, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, you can fuck yourselves with that one.
Worst Screenplay, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, yes.
It's not funny,
Yo, the jokes in The Phantom Menace hit harder than the jokes in this.
unfortunately.
When Jar Jar says, "Oh, I step in poopa," it's funnier.
That shit slaps.
That's the biggest thing, is that it just wasn't funny.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Kevin Kline as President Grant didn't come out like Abe Lincoln in Master Disguise to "I like to move it, move it."
That would hurt. That would honestly hurt.
That was Master of Disguise was bad. And
Yeah, we're gonna get to that at some point.
it wasn't even
Well,
nominated.
I know.
Yeah, but we'll
Remembering
we
the
can talk
Razzies,
about
we're
it.
gonna talk about it.
Oh, for sure. Worst director and picture. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
This was nominated against Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, The Haunting, The Blair Witch Project, and Big Daddy. And I've seen
Most of them.
most of them. Yep, I've seen Star Wars and I've seen Big Daddy. Have you seen Blair Witch?
I know enough about it to where I don't need to.
I was really thinking oh, Wild Wild West might be the first, not the first one, but Wild Wild West might be one that I could be like, oh yeah, The Phantom Menace was worse than that. But no, this is, I can sit and watch The Phantom Menace and still have a good time.
Yeah.
I can't. I never want to watch Wild Wild West again.
I think with The Phantom Menace, really the worst thing about it is the script.
Yeah.
Because I think the action sequences in that are great. That's it. But Wild Wild West didn't even have good action sequences.
No, it didn't. The fights were really bad.
Yeah, they're pretty boring. Did they fight anything before the final fight? Like, actually fight anything? Because
No.
I'm pretty sure they were just showing up late to massacres, and
Yeah.
they'd be like, well, shit.
Yeah, because the first one there was almost a fight
Yeah.
when Loveless was chasing them with the train.
Yeah.
But then the sleeping gas thing comes in.
Yeah,
And then
they're
we're
just, yeah.
just wake up and they've got cones of shame.
So yeah, I would agree. This is worst picture, at least for these nominees. I'm sure once we go back, we can probably find something in 1999 that was worse. But
Yeah.
yeah, Star Wars Episode 1, at least a little bit entertaining. Never heard of The Haunting. Blair Witch Project is regarded as a good indie
Oh yeah,
horror
for
film
sure.
at this point.
And Big Daddy, I remember liking.
Yeah,
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember.
It's still in the
liking
good Sandler era where he kind of acts stupid, but it does what it's supposed to.
it. Yeah. Do you want to rank?
Let's
this?
rank it!
Okay. Let's start with Best Made.
I'd put it right above Hudson Hawk.
You wouldn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I don't know.
my
Honestly,
brain-
I'd probably tie it with Hudson Hawk.
Yeah.
To be honest, because they both have impressive set features.
Pieces.
Yeah, pieces.
Yeah.
But beyond, this did feel pretty movie-esque.
Yeah, it was just a standard
Yeah,
thing.
it felt, it's not of the quality of Men in Black, but it felt like the same production quality. There also wasn't any weird edits. Sound design was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think besides the screenplay, I think it was fine.
Yeah.
But the screenplay is the thing that killed it.
For sure. Fuck it. Let's tie it.
Sure.
First tie of the Razzies. And then most entertaining. This one I'd put above Alan Smithy.
Yeah, I would put it there.
Because Indecent Proposal, like we said last week, at least the leads are good enough. This one just was not.
Yeah.
Funny.
Alan Smithy didn't even have compelling actors in it.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, at least, Will Smith is charming.
I like Will Smith.
Yeah, he's charming.
Yeah.
So, sure. I'd put it right above Alan Smithy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
I'm fucking exhausted. But
Yeah.
we're not done yet.
No, we've got a whole bunch of movies that we have to think back on and cumulatively rate with our current knowledge.
Yes, it is time for Worst of the 90s. But Jacob, we are obviously not dressed appropriately for this.
You're right. Let's get into our beautiful suits. Transition. Oh god, this suit's too small. Oh, where's my tie?
One, but yeah, good enough. Welcome back
Transition. Welcome.
to Worst of the 90s. Oh, the 90s were so bad.
They
We're
were.
gonna talk about the worst. So the Razzies did something weird this year because it was 1999, so they did Worst of the Century.
Oh.
We'll kind of play by that, but we're really doing Worst of the 90s right now.
Yeah.
So Worst New Star of the Decade, I think we kind of glossed over this last time, but let's look at what they said. Dennis Rodman, Sophia Coppola, Ahmed Best, Elizabeth Berkley, and Pauly Shore. I know we've seen The Phantom Menace, so we've seen Ahmed Best, and we've seen Elizabeth Berkley in Showgirls. I've also seen Sofia Coppola in The Godfather Part 3.
Sure.
But I feel
know
like...
who Pauly Shore is.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually... mine is actually different from anything that they wrote.
Oh, you're actually going for a different one?
Yeah, I am. I also have not seen the movie that this person's in, but I am aware that this is the first decade that they acted in, so...
Okay. I have no opinion on Worst New Star, so what's yours?
My Worst New Star is Vanilla Ice. There's no way that he's good, but I really want to see it. So when we come back,
When we revisit.
the Razzies, Vanilla Ice, Cool as Ice is going to be top of my list.
There's our official Remembering the Razzies Worst New Star, the 1990s, Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice, though Pauly Shore was their winner, I will not discredit that.
Pizza! Cheesa!
That's how he says every line,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
Let's move on to Worst Actor of the Decade. The Razzies nominated Pauly Shore, William Shatner, Prince, Kevin Costner, and Sylvester Stallone. Remember, they're doing Worst of the Century. So William Shatner for every Star Trek he was ever in, that goes back to like the 70s,
Right,
80s.
right.
And of course they'd choose Stallone. They did that last decade too. Let's decide who we think the worst lead of the 1990s was.
Okay. Why don't you go and reveal yours first?
Okay, I chose Alan Smithy from an Alan Smithy film because, fuck, he was the worst part of that movie. Who did you choose, Jacob?
Well, I don't disagree. I put the dead ghost hubby from Ghosts Can't Do It.
I almost did the dead ghost hubby.
And I almost did Alan Smithy.
But the thing is, I liked when the dead ghost hubby says,
Fuck off, kid!
so that's why I didn't vote for him, whereas this dude sang the Itsy Bitsy Spider, and it pissed me off every time he did it.
Fair enough. I am fully okay with putting Alan Smithy. He's really upsetting to watch.
Remembering the Razzies, official choice, guy who played Alan Smithy in an Alan Smithy film, Burn Hollywood Burn. Now for Worst Actress of the Decade. So the Razzies nominated Pia Zadora, Brooke Shields, Bo Derek, Elizabeth Berkley, and Madonna. And I agree with Bo Derek.
I'm okay with never seeing her again.
Yeah, jeez. She just is so bad that you just never forget.
I drew a little poopy next to her name.
Pooh Derek.
Pooh Derek.
All right, now it is time for Worst Picture of the Decade. 90s.
90s.
The Razzies nominated Striptease, The Postman, Hudson Hawk, an Alan Smithy film, Burn Hollywood Burn, and Showgirls. Now, based on our lists, for Best Made, we would say Ghost Can't Do It, because Ghost Can't Do It was probably the worst made film.
Correct.
And then for Most Entertaining, we put Shining Through at the bottom.
Right.
But I don't know if I'm going to put either of those. I have to think for a second.
Yeah, this one's hard.
Yeah.
All right. Let's reveal at the same time.
Okay, ready?
All right. Worst movie of the 90s.
Of the 90s, here we go.
3,
2, 1.
Oh, I said Burn Hollywood Burn.
Oh, I said Ghost Can't Do It. Okay, do you want to explain?
Sure.
Should we explain our picks?
Sure. I picked Burn Hollywood Burn because it's fully nonsensical. I can't think of any redeeming qualities about it. It really just made me feel void for 90 minutes. And I don't like feeling void. I like feeling anything. I don't know. Ghost Can't Do It sucks. It really does.
Yeah.
I don't have anything good to say about it, so.
I agree that Alan Smithy made me feel empty inside, but
Yeah.
Ghost Can't Do It made me so, unintentionally angry at everything that I know about life. I think it's Bo Derek. That's a big part of it, and John Derek is a horrible filmmaker. It just was such a knife in my filmmaking heart.
I will concede, mostly because I don't hate the people who made Burn Hollywood Burn, whereas
true.
I do hate the people who made Ghost Can't Do It. If Burn Hollywood Burn people made another movie and it looked good, I would consider it, but if I heard John Derek was making another Bo Derek film, I wouldn't even consider it.
That's
If
true.
it was a Marvel movie, I would be like, I'm not fucking seeing it. I'd be so mad. So yes, I will concede that Ghost Can't Do It is the worst picture of the decade.
Lord, the 90s were bad.
Yeah, they were really bad. They made me feel more hopeless than the 80s did.
Yeah.
Um,
I had fun with the 80s.
yeah,
Except for Inchon, I liked...
Yeah, the 80s had interesting things going on. This was all just middle of the road bleh.
Yeah, even like Leonard Part 6, I was like, this is fun to riff on a little bit.
Yeah.
Even the worst ones in the 90s, I'm like, Lord.
Yeah, I just felt dead inside.
Yeah.
But
remember the 90s? Because I wish I didn't.
But that being said, we're now in the 2000s.
We are.
Can we just look at some of the winners in the 2000s? I want something to look forward to.
You want some hope?
I want some hope.
Battlefield Earth is what we're going to be starting with.
Legendarily bad.
Oh, we got Catwoman.
I'm so excited.
The Love Guru, Jacob.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And then Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen.
Yes!
There's so much to look forward
There's
to.
quality in there.
That being said, because the 90s are, I think I'm going to have a heart attack soon, so I'm going to need some time to recover from that.
Fair enough.
So we'll be back later in the summer.
Yeah, we'll reconvene.
Probably around the same time we started season 1.
Do you want to hard commit and put a date right here?
No.
Okay.
Any last words as we put the 90s 6 feet in the ground?